All right. So this is something else that was our stock of the day the other day. And these patterns are kind of hard to identify. This is what you would call a flag or a pennant. And a lot of patterns, the most common patterns, the head and shoulders, the rounded top, reversal day, those are reversal patterns. Those suggest that a trend is reversing. A flag is a continuation pattern. A flag or a pennant, they're the same thing, is a continuation pattern. It suggests that the trend that was intact is going to resume. So think about the psychology behind this. You're, some big shot hedge fund trader, and you get, a lot of stock to buy here. You get 1 million shares to buy or whatever. And there's this aggressive buying and the thing gets really jacked up. And you tell yourself, maybe it's me who's buying, who's doing the really, putting a lot of pressure on this to go up, right? Maybe if I took a few days off and I stepped out of the market for a few days, the stock would come back in and I could finish my order at a lower price. So the aggressive buyers step out, and the sign of that is you get this decrease in volume. The volume is much less than it was during the move up, and that's because people are on the sidelines. A lot of people are taking a break. But then the people that are taking a break after a few days or a week or so say, it's not me. This stock is not falling down. I want to get back in there and finish my order. So they come back in and they start buying, and then the trend resumes. So that's your classic flag pattern, and you don't really see those too often. So that's why I wrote about that for the stock of the day.
Okay, that's awesome. This actually, you are showing a flag here, but one of a pattern that is similar to this, I like to call a floating island, right? You have a price. You just described how this is actually formed perfectly, right? The price pushes into a new area. Maybe those aggressive buyers either slow down or step out for a bit. The price of the stock actually comes in a little bit here. What I love about this is that it holds the bottom of that initial candle that has the gap. It doesn't break beneath it. And then lo and behold, what happens? Stock resolves higher. In my experience, this is 70+% in this formation. The stock resolving higher off of this. This is one of my favorite formations to play.
Yeah, it's already made a big move coming out of it. Another thing to look at here is it's got this kind of ascending triangle type pattern. Now, in the ascending triangle, what happens? The sellers hold their line here, but the buyers get more aggressive. In other words, the buyers are willing to pay higher prices. Mm-hmm. So when you see, is this a flag? Is this a ascending triangle pattern? Is it both? Who cares? The idea is that we're trying to look at what these graphical illustrations tell us about the buyers and the sellers. And this is telling us when the sellers are hanging out, but the buyers are getting more aggressive, you have a market where you have patient sellers and aggressive buyers. And regardless of what market it is, that sets the stage for a move higher because your buyers are aggressive and they're going to, be fighting and getting ahead of each other to get to the sellers. And then eventually when they take the sellers out, you get this big move higher like we had there. So yeah, so this one played out perfectly.